Hey, Dr. Dave. So great to see your face. We got some juicy topics we want to talk about today.
Oh, I love juicy topics.
So the first one I thought, which, we were just having a back chat about before hitting record on this call, is how in life we are meaning-making machines and how it's so easy for us to just make assumptions that aren't even reality of what exists. So say you're in a relationship and someone, your wife or your partner, behaves in a particular way. And it's just so easy for us to assume something about why the person is behaving in the manner that they're behaving, right? So whether they give you the cold shoulder or they appear to give you the cold shoulder, or, they speak to you in a certain tone, based off our past experience and the neuroscience of how the brain works, is whatever we see happening, say a behavior, we're going to interpret that based off our past experiences. Well, if we're interpreting things off our past experiences, it's likely that we're going to respond in the same way that we typically have always responded, which may continue to get us the same outcome. So big one in relationships that you and I both talk about and help people with is miscommunication, a lack of communication. And so it's really important. And one thing that, we talk about with our clients is how it's really important to open up those communication channels, and that, it's likely we've made stories that aren't reality, which then creates more challenge, more conflict, and leads to more miscommunication. So what are your thoughts on this?
I think it's a huge, juicy topic that can go in a lot of directions. And to me, it seems like, so one of the basic foundations of this topic is when you're in relationships with someone, whether it's your partner, whether it's a business partner or a friend or a colleague or whatever, taking the time to really get to know who they are, get to know their values, get to know their drives, get to know what's important to them by asking questions and having dialogue and communication openly. It's another reason why I like to also throw in the love languages, because we all have our love languages. And then if we understand someone's past, like you mentioned, where they came from, what they've experienced, because we've asked them questions and understand that, man, you can really understand a person, right? And then when you really understand the person on a deeper level, now you have a choice to be able to communicate with them in their values, speak their language, understand how they're feeling on their end and their perception. And now you've got the opportunity to have a really great dialogue and a connection with someone that's open and honest. And it's not because you had them on a pedestal or they're in a pit, but it's because you have them in your heart, because you know them and you understand them and you can reflect yourself to them as well. And to me, those are some foundational tools for any kind of relationship and connection with someone.
Yeah, I think that's so profound, is really understanding and knowing someone. And the key to that is first understanding yourself, right? So really knowing what your values are. And then also, like we talked about, is knowing how you typically react to certain topics, certain conversations, certain triggers. And the more self-awareness you're able to even have of yourself, actually opens up the ability to actually understand other people as well. And like you said, there is that reflection principle. So you can also really have that understanding of another individual when you really begin to understand yourself.
Yeah, it's such a great way to learn about you is through other people. And I think that's such a primary reason for relationship dynamics, is to learn more about you and how to show up for your life through other people. And I find that when you can really approach relationships in that way, where you can see yourself in others, it means you're reflecting yourself. You're not putting them in a pedestal, not putting them in a pit, but you actually just can see that you guys you are the same. You're just talking to you. Now that opens up to receiving the messages and the lessons that they're trying to teach you by showing up in your life. Otherwise, when you try to push them away because you see something in them that you don't want to see in yourself, you disconnect, and then you're missing the lesson of the relationship, in my point. So I just think it's some valuable stuff here for people that are in relationship dynamics, partner, family, friends, coworkers, whatever, to learn these skills and these tools for clear communication, so that if you can create that win-win with someone. And, I think that, it's such a great feeling when you're in a partnership and you create a win-win and everyone knows it and feels that. And to me, it's just a really great feeling that you've worked together and you've created and everyone's winning in this situation. So valuable stuff, I think.
So well said. So, if you're watching this video and you're in a relationship, whether that's your business relationship, your romantic relationship with your kids, and you feel like there's just this big block in your communication, and it's just like, that person doesn't get it. That person's not listening to what I'm saying, or they don't understand what I'm trying to say. And we continue to repeat these arguments, these fights, these patterns. Let's have a conversation. This is something that we love working with clients on. This is something that is so integral to create intimacy within a relationship and can really create a lot of growth and room for expansion in relationship. Again, whether that's business or a relationship partner. So feel free to reach out if you have further questions and want to learn more specifically about this topic. Pop your questions in the messages below and we'd be happy to answer them.
Well said. Looking forward to next time.